Okay, so if you've seen the title, I got a few more companions, so as proof, we got 1, we got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We got 12 companions. And how we do that is we got an amulet with Wolfpack on it, which means that we get Wolfpack for free, which also saves us a skill slot, which means that now we can have another companion, which was my 10th companion. And then I got a Undying Hate, and this has increased tribute and 2 spirit reservation nodes here. And then with 100 tribute, that's 10% spirit reservation. We have Lord of Horrors anointed on the amulet, which is another 12%, and then we got +5 to all quality to all skills, which also does increase reservation efficiency. And then we got a belt with 10% reservation efficiency. So in total, we have a lot of fucking reservation efficiency is what we do. Anyways, here's Seshed. This is my 3rd Seshed run, I think. I don't know if that affects the tiers at this point, but basically I got a few new tech to improve my minion damage. But yeah, the damage is definitely on point now. We just kind of kill him, and our survivability is good enough to tank that, so... And there we go. That was, what, 12 million damage? It's pretty good. But yeah, here's the gear. I got my new spear, which is slightly less physical damage than before, but now it has... companions have attack speed, which does end up making it better. And then we have new rings with minions having increased attack speed, new gloves with just 3 sockets, new helmet with more ES. We got a level 20 Spirit Vessel body armor because it was really cheap when I got it. I still need to look for a triple socket corrupt on it, but I don't know how I'm getting a final companion. Well, with unset rings I could get 3 more companion slots. I just have no idea how to get that much reservation. Like, we're gonna need to find, like, a godly Undying Hate with, like, 4 or 5 reservation efficiency point nodes, and then Sanctified Belt, and then triple socket on everything. That should be enough for, like, another one. I just don't know how I'm getting, like, another 3. But, can I just get every point now? I can't get this point, I guess. Increased number? Sure. Alright. Well, I can show mapping in just a bit after I get out of this area. Oh, I can just portal out, I forgot. But yeah, I've just been doing tier 15s with 2 tablets, nothing crazy yet. I just don't think I have enough survivability for that, for anything higher. Once they get more levels, I'll definitely invest it onto survivability. Well, I said that, and then I got, like, more reservation. But yeah, I mean, maps have increased rarity, pack size rarity, and then breach. And that's the map. I could, you know what, let's try 6 line delirium. But yeah, I finally switched out of the bird because the bird didn't have a map variant, which means you couldn't get modifiers on it. I switched to the Hyena Lord. I found one with extra lightning damage, extra fire damage, and burning ground on death. His basic attacks do 60k, which is split between physical fire, cold lightning. The reason why I'm not running the gorilla is because I have a personal vendetta against the gorilla. And also the gorilla just isn't that fast in mapping. The Hyena Lord does a lot of damage while, like, charging forward. Like, you see how far he goes? Like, he's killing everything while he's dashing in, so I don't have to worry about that. So it's actually, like, quite nice. But yeah, I'm playing it a lot slower because it's no revise and it's delirium, so anything could just one-shot me. But normally I would just run ahead and the minions will catch up to you and kill everything. I'll go over my, like, full gear and a few minion tech that I found later on. But yeah, so we're currently spamming Hollow Shell, and that's because we want to keep our ward as low as possible. Because of this, which gives minions rune presence onslaught while you have low runic ward. And that's basically like, that's like 20% skill speed and 10% movement speed. Skill speed is multiplicative with attack speed, which means it's just, they just attack, it's a global multiplier, so it's really nice. Well, that's a final multiplier, I guess, because I don't have any other sources minion skill speed. So that's why I'm constantly keeping my ward low. I also have companions gain 20% as extra damage of a random element with a 20% elemental res penalty to them. It hasn't really been an issue just because our companions revive so fast. Maybe later on we'll see some issues, which is why I have a periodic invulnerability aura now. Before I didn't need one because my companions weren't dying, but now like it might be useful. But my companions are still realistically not really dying, so I'm not too worried. But yeah, I mean, they're really fast now, so it's like even so like they just kind of clear everything. They have very big AoEs. But yeah, the Hyena Lord has been really good for me actually. Like especially when you get melee splash on it, like it just kind of, it can sometimes clear an entire pack with just like one swing, and it's really satisfying when that does happen. Ooh, that got a little... Wow, these guys hurt. Okay, there we go. But yeah, just keep the war. Oh, don't dodge into that. Alright, and that's the breach. And we even cleared the abyss somehow. One of my minions did it. Greater Jeweler. But yeah, I mean, I just spent like the entire day crafting amulets today so that I have currency to do other things. Like, I basically just spent the whole day chaosing amulets until I hit like +3 to spell level or projectile, just any +3 level, and then I just sold the amulet. It's like a very low maintenance, well, it's easy but high effort, I suppose. But it does make money, like if you find the right niche. Like, I made a few similar amulets to this one, and each of them were like 20, 30 divs. I did hit a big one too that was like 200. I don't think it's sold yet, but yeah. It's probably not worth 200 either. I'm just pricing it greedily because I like money. It's probably more like 100. Yeah, it's definitely not 200. I'm overpricing it. It's like identical to this. But yeah, if you guys want to know the craft of this, it's actually shockingly deterministic. You chaos spam for level of minions, because its level of minions is so expensive right now that it's literally cheaper to just buy chaos orbs and do it. You hit it with a Carapace Catalyst, Greater Exaltation, Sinistral Exaltation, Catalyzing Exaltation, which gives you 2 defense modifiers, which gives you an increased chance of 2 defense modifiers, and that's how I hit double energy shield. And then you hit it with a Dextral Necromancy. Oh my god, wow. I can't talk while doing this. You hit it with a Dextral Necromancy, and then with a Omen of the Black-Blooded, which gives you a Kurgle modifier. Yeah, Kurgle modifier, and then you get Omen of Abyssal Echo. You bring it to the well, and then it's like very high chance to hit quality, like almost guaranteed. And then I just slammed it with a greater, and then it hit evasion, which is really nice. Yeah, that's the amulet. I got a level 20 Spirit Vessel. Right now I'm using him as pretty much a Warcry bot. So basically it has Lunar Blessing, which gives it like a lot of damage, and then it probably gives the wolf's damage. I'm not fully sure because I can't tell. I've never played it before, but it looks like there were a lot of moonbeams coming down. So we also have Arctic Howl, and then we have Rage 3 and Enraged Warcry, which does actually bypass the cooldowns. and then we just have muster for it to do more damage. We have Asmarian Wolf, which comes from this scepter, which is the only reason why this build is possible. And this has Feeding Frenzy, Hulking Minion, muster, and then Bidding 3. If you don't like pressing buttons, you can just replace this with any damage support. I like having a button to press sometimes that just does 400k DPS. But yeah, if you don't like that, you can just keep it as like a bossing button. I just do rituals and breaches, so I do like having a little bit of extra damage. Discipline, and then the bear with AoE, gigantic attack speed, muster, and then impale. Impale is really nice for this build because it's basically, it's like a 30% final damage because you're always immediately extracting it, and it's based on 30% of the physical damage. But it's straight up better than Heft because you're extracting it so fast. And then we have Hyena Lord with minion skill, increased attack speed, muster, area effect, and the minion splash. So this is basically my clear minion. I don't really feel like I'm missing out on that much boss damage right now, which is why it's not building for damage. So you could see from the Zesh fight, like, I just don't really need it. But yeah, I mean, the build is pretty much done. I think I could definitely get a better body armor with 3 sockets. This could be level 20. Helmet could be better with a +1 corrupt. Is +1 better? Yeah, +1 is still better than an idol. And then better spear, obviously. This can go up to like 600. And then gloves are pretty good already. Nothing to say there. But yeah, I mean, my rings, I could get better rings with more res. Like, I'm still not capped res. Especially my lightning and chaos are struggling, even with resist aura. But yeah, eventually I'm gonna get that. And then my current minion mods are haste aura, so I have 2 so that they can always follow me. Antlion Charger specifically is really nice because it charges in a straight line once in a while, and that means that, like, if you're running, it'll just come alongside you. It's really good. And I have this guy who stays back so that this can buff my minions and then this guy can come with me. I have extra crits. This guy just does a lot of damage, and he's really fast. He like jumps forward and slams very often. So him doing a lot of damage is nice, just for clearing the pack in front of me while I'm running. This guy has resist aura, and then he has always bleeds, poisons. And the reason why we use always bleeds and poisons is because of bleed 4. 30% more melee physical damage against bleeding targets, and inflicts incision, which is really nice because we're always bleeding. I have a Winged Fiend with extra physical damage aura, which is a 40% increased physical damage aura, and then all damage shocks. And the reason why we want that is because we can then have Lightning Exposure, which inflicts exposure, and then we have Potent Exposure. And yes, this was to work, and then we have Overcharge, which gives a 50% increased magnitude. So this guy applies 30% shocks and like 15% explosion on bosses, which is really important, considering how much gain as we now have. Like, with the spear, with the scepter, and then the Hyena Lord, which has like double it, which has like half of its damage as other elements. Then we have Invulnerability Aura, and this guy also shocks, so we have the exposure set up on him too, just to keep it like constantly on a boss. And in fact, I did forget to put the shock magnitude one on it, so we're gonna do that. It's overcharge. But yeah, now we just always have shock and exposure with increased magnitude, and that's a huge DPS boost to my army. And then yeah, we have onslaught, and then we use hollow shell to expand our ward. So you do need ward for this build, just a little bit. I have ward on my body armor, but you can have it anywhere and it's fine as long as you have a little bit. You just need, like, you can even use a rune, but I can't use a rune because I genuinely have like no extra spear right now. and the rune requires me to remove one of my idols, which gives reservation. But yeah, I mean, I just barely squeezed 12 in. Hopefully I could get more. Ideally in the future, I want to get enough to fill everything. And that means we can't use Hollow Shell in the future, which is fine because we can use Spear Stab with Runic Infusion, which makes it use 20% of your max sword. And then you just pump it with attack speed, and then you can just like, look at my ward, and then you can just do that. It's just a lot more ghetto for like mapping, because if you just click this, it's just gone, and then they all have onslaught for a while. But yeah, another scaling vector is probably my aura presence effect, because it's tiny because of these, because they reduce presence area. So eventually I'm gonna have to look for sources of increased presence. But yeah, that's currently the build. It's pretty good. I think I think I'll play with this build for a little longer, but I'm gonna go for something else soon. But yeah, this is definitely some of the more fun that I've ever had playing Path of Exile 2.